This is a pan of onions, big softball size onions. 1 large onion for each 2 burgers you're gonna make. I like a nice big meaty turkey burger because I find you can only get 3 per pound without them looking a little kind of sad. Like if I go to 4, they don't look that healthy. And the bun looks like too big for the burger. So for every 3 burgers, I would use like a good 3 softball sized onions. I'm making 6 patties here today. So we've got a huge pan of onion and you let it cook down low and slow in a little bit of butter or olive oil with a bay leaf and just a little salt. If this starts to get too dark on you before they get sweet and soft, turn your heat down, it's on too high. Once the onions are light caramel in color, we're gonna add a little bit of turkey or chicken stock to make them saucy. And the onions are already sweet, but we're gonna turn them into maple mustard onions, so they'll be sweet and spicy. So we're gonna have fat drizzle of maple, some cracked black pepper, and some nice grainy Dijon. Give this a stir, and from the point that I add all of these liquids, the stock and the maple syrup and then the nice spicy mustard, I let it cook down again so they get thick. So I let this simmer very gently for another 12 to 15 minutes so they get thick enough to sit up on top. For bacon, always bake it. Never pull out a frying pan for your bacon. Put it on a slotted pan. If you can't find the one that came with your oven, make one by putting a little wire rack inside a rimmed baking sheet. Preheat your oven to 375. Pop this in the oven and let it cook until it's evenly crisp and delicious. You don't have to flip it, doesn't make a mess, and it's easy to get rid of the grease when you're done. For the turkey, we're going to put in a lot of fresh sage. Got a fat handful of leaves. Pile them up on top of each other and run your knife through. I like ground turkey that's a blend of white and dark meat. If you want to have a figure-friendly turkey burger experience, of course you can buy ground breast, which is 99% fat-free. Speaking of fat, I add a fat drizzle of olive oil to this to help the burgers brown evenly. Kosher salt, which gives it a nice crust. Cracked black pepper, which I love with turkey in general. And then a fat splash of Worcestershire sauce. So the burgers themselves have a lot of flavor. Now, of course, we don't eat rare poultry or turkey burgers, so we're gonna need to cook these all the way through. I've got my cast iron skillet getting screaming hot. When you go to make patties of any kind, combine the meat with whatever your seasonings are, and then to make even patties, push the meat back together and score it with the side of your hand. I'm making 6 portions. That way I know every burger that I pull to form a patty will be the same shape and size. You won't end up with a bunch of big burgers and have to go back and remake them. Also, remember to always make patties thinner at the center and thicker at the edges for even cooking, and because they plump when you cook them, you'll end up with a nice looking burger as well, and you won't get a flying saucer that's like raw in the middle and burnt at the edges. We're going to start building our smoky turkey burgers. I start with toasted, which I had to have my friend Jeanette do for me, toasted onion rolls. On the bottom, I put a layer of pickles, your choice dill or the sweet bread and butters, a few slices of crispy bacon. Then I put a fat handful of that smoky blue cheese. Yes, I do. And then I top the smoky blue cheese with the Worcestershire drenched turkey burger, and then I top that with our maple, with our maple mustard onions.